Broadcast. Okay, I think we're live.
All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. We're back. It's been, man, it feels like it's been since last year, but yeah.
All right, session's canceled.
I get negative inspiration. Welcome, everybody, to 2022, and welcome to our Creatures and Corridors live stream. Just wanted to let everyone know this is session number 15 of this campaign. Been at it for a hot minute. Sorry for anybody who's been following us that our upload schedule has been a little on the jank side. We are still going to do that 20th level one shot at some point. The schedule is just January was just kind of rough for everyone, so we're getting that sorted out. But we'll be posting on our socials whenever that is locked in. But as of right now, we're returning to our bi-weekly once again on Star Wars every 2 weeks, Star Wars 5e, and then on the off weeks we'll either be streaming some kind of one shot or at the very least we will have our podcast going up again. Got lots to discuss. Lots has happened. Book of Boba Fett's come out. Lots of good stuff. So be looking forward to that. And I think, unless there are any other announcements, without further ado, we can get into it. And when last we left our heroes, after a perilous mission to sabotage the headquarters of the Celadorian Eclipse on Coruscant, our heroes freed their colleague Vavrus Dev from his imprisonment and escaped the underworld. The Greater Crate Dragons finally had their doubts put to bed on the existence of a ship owned by Boldgrave as they finally laid eyes on the Endolin. Now their gaze turns towards the stars as they disembark from the place many of them called home for so long. What new adventures await our heroes as they travel off-world? What awaits them as they rendezvous on Cantonica? And how far will the Celadorian Eclipse go to exact their revenge? Find out now. So, after passing through the impound lot security, the security checkpoint, Boldgrave leads the party over to a ship in the corner of the lot. He stops in front of a large, disc-shaped starship and taps his wrist pad. Steam erupts forth as the hatch descends, creating a ramp up to the cargo bay.
Finally! Oh my god! I miss the smell of that musk. She's bigger on the inside, I promise. Start heading up the ramp.
I gotta admit, Boldgrave, ship looks a lot nicer than you do.
Hey,
you can thank me for that one.
Let me get the credit sometimes, okay?
Well, would you guys like a tour of the place?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Would love to get our bearings.
You enter here, and Russ could take us to the screen that we were on last time. Boom.
Give everyone a moment to reposition. We're on kind of the... Oh, yeah. Hold on, I gotta relocate some tokens.
Welcome to the cargo hold. Most of you will probably be sleeping here. We'll probably have to make some makeshift bed. Other than that, you're good to go. Over here on the left is the main crew quarters. There's 2 beds in here. You guys can fight over it.
Are they bunk beds or just regular beds?
They're bunk beds. They're stacked on top of each other. He's just being an ass. Speaking of ass, I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
If you'll follow me through this door right here. Wait, where am I? Back here. Follow me through the door here. We have our central turret. 360 vision. Good for dogfighting. Over on the right here, we have engineering. Eekridge, Dev, all you guys. That'll probably be where you'll be spending most of your time. Get comfortable there.
Hey, before I get back to work, is there anywhere I could have a little lie down? I've been, kind of in prison for the past couple of days. Like to Maybe catch a few Z's if you don't mind.
Well, you know where the crew quarters are.
Yeah, I was thinking more like a. Do you have like any kind of a medical bay situation or anything like that?
Yes.
Just to make sure the old ticker's still ticking.
All right. You three follow me. I cannot. There I am. Over here we have a workshop. Some of you guys might spend some time here as well. And right next to the workshop inside here, we have a medical bay. You can hook up to some back to IVs.
Oh, that's awfully kind of you. I appreciate that. Come on, Guk. Let's see what they got in here. He walks inside, and yeah, inside there's like two. Instead of like the traditional like back to tanks, it's kind of more of like a bed situation. For anyone who's seen Book of Boba Fett, he lays in something very similar to it. And he's just like, yeah, I tell you, those Celadorian Eclipse clowns, they're some right bastards, you know. They really gave me the runaround while I was there. It was definitely glad to be out of that place. Thank you again.
Glad to have you.
No problem.
And he, as he like lays down on the bed, he like kind of like loses consciousness, and his brother kind of like rushes over to his side, and he's like trying to check him out and make sure he's okay. Seems like he was very malnourished and dehydrated.
I believe. As you guys probably noticed, right to the right of us there was the lounge that we walked through. You guys can chill, play chess, whatever you got to do. Right next to the gunner sheet, excellent for emergencies. And then right here is the bathroom that we'll all be using. There's only one bathroom on the ship for public use,
Well,
but there's a second shower in the crew quarters.
well, it's a good thing the Wookiee isn't with us anymore, because that bathroom would be no more.
Of course, the captain has his own bathroom, but that's where Boldgrave probably is right now. This room right here is the captain's quarters. That's primarily Boldgrave's rooms, but sometimes we alternate using it when we're flying the ship by ourselves. One of us will sleep while the other drives.
That makes sense.
And if you follow me down this way.
I'm very interested in this workshop.
Workshop's got all of your basic essentials. I'm sure the New Republic stripped anything that was super valuable, but it's got the bare necessities. Over here on my left, we have the escape pod. Previously, I had stored food, rations, weapons in there, but I'm sure those aren't there anymore. And to the right here, we have the main cockpit. There's 4 seats in here. Boldgrave will usually sit at the top first left one here. And I usually take this one. Most of the ship's operations can be done in here.
I'm just gonna push past Vrain and just sit right there like, yep, this is where I sit now. I'll make myself comfortable.
Interesting. Alright, but that's long story short, that's the end of Lynn. Make yourselves more or less at home.
This ain't a half bad view you guys got here. As I'm staring out the window.
It's a great view. Space travel's its own adventure.
A great view of the parking lot, but yes, it does have a nice wide viewing window.
All right, Boldgrave, I know you're around here somewhere. Boldgrave on comms. Boldgrave on comms. What is your location?
As Karo enters into the cargo space, he sees me with like my hand making a fist around the Mechanist's collar, and I'm like, I hope you understand. that my offer still stands.
I'd, until we renegotiate, I assumed everything was as it was.
All right, good. And I kind of just pat him on the chest and I smooth his shirt out. And I'm like, then we're fine. I'm gonna go get drunk, and then I'm gonna fly this ship. So I'll see you around.
Say, listen there, Captain Booza, before you go. These speeders you got here, I don't think they're all gonna fit. As far as I can tell, you've only got couplings for 2 of them. You're gonna have to ditch the other 3.
I message Tony on the on my data pad.
Okay.
And I let him know that the extra ones are gonna need to be picked up, and I'll expect a credit exchange when he gets rid of them.
Ready? So you send that message, and DeGretsch offloads them back to the.
Hold on, we didn't say which ones we were keeping.
I mean, that makes the most sense. We're gonna have to keep the 2 passenger and then one of them.
I
That's
know,
kind of
but
our
I'm
only option.
much. Yeah, but 2 speeders are way more fun.
I think a car that can fly is a lot
A
more
little
efficient.
more useful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not
sometimes
to
you
mention
have to
I've
ride in style.
not to mention I've put credits into it already.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you've already got the experience for it. It's fine. It doesn't matter anymore.
But it's,
Once you spend your credits, it doesn't matter what happens to
it's
the
my
item.
stolen property.
I legally paid for this illegally.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Bull Grave, you ready to head out? Let's get off this.
As ready as
Rock.
I'll ever be. Hey, can who here knows how to use the HoloNet? I'm assuming someone here has 2 thumbs and a brain.
I have 2 thumbs and a brain, but I'm pretty sure we all do.
I wasn't
Uh,
saying you.
except,
You always
except
do
for
it.
maybe the mechanist and the bats in there. I don't know if they have 2 thumbs.
Anybody playing Kiadi Mundi's race, they've got an extra heart and brain.
But yeah, so I just kind of direct, I guess. Well, Dev's healing, so I'll just be like, all right, Brain, can you just set us up on the HoloNet so while we're in subspace, we're getting all the lowdown on everything that's going around us.
Yep. I'll head with him to the.
Computer's like right here, or right here. I forgot which one, but yeah,
I'll move just in case.
Probably the one with the chair.
probably. And I'll go ahead and head to the captain's spot. Pilot.
Typing connecting to the interplanetary HoloNet. Let's get the latest juice.
What's the weather like out there? It's space weather. Thanks, Ollie.
It's cold with a side of hydrogen.
For real, yeah.
So R5 makes his way up to the cockpit and kind of like is like looking around the cockpit, like boop boop woo, curiously, like looking at all the new lights and switches and things, and he finds a little what do you call it? The slicer port for his little tool thing.
Mhm.
And he like kind of like excitedly is like chirping. Diddle, diddle, diddle.
Go ahead, Jack. It's all right.
Oh yeah, time to interface, maybe. I'm just reminded of that episode of Futurama with Bender that he's just like
yeah.
he's like jacking into the ship.
Is it possible to store hyperspace coordinates onto like R5? I feel
Possibly,
like that might be
probably.
broken. I don't know.
I think you would need a datacron for that.
Probably. I mean, he is an astromech. Technically, that's what they do. But I just don't know what the game mechanics of it are.
Typically, they do the calculations for it, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's
you
what I
can
was gonna say. I think they
you can
do the
store the
calculation.
points, but that doesn't like change the calculations.
Well, no, yeah, but the thing is that after you do the hyperspace coordinates, unless you pay, I forget what it is, boss, Unless you
the
pay
boss.
yeah, then you don't have your coordinates stored. So I was curious as to if, and so we don't have to redo the calculations, if we could store the coordinates. And
Yeah,
the,
I think it's just like the files of the coordinates are just so massive that they
Yeah.
can't be stored
Yeah.
unless you have like a Datacron or something like that. So maybe he could store like maybe one at most.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. I just wanted
All right.
to check.
Got us hooked up. We should receive anything fishy on the air.
All right.
DeGretsch looks over at Caro and he's like, "You gonna just hang out here in the cargo hold, or are you gonna join your friends?"
Well, I need to know how long it's gonna take for you to get that rocket pack for me.
Rocket pack.
Yeah, I need you to and I take off
I think
take
you
off
gave
my
it to Dev.
jetpack. Was it Dev? Fuck, was it Dev? I could have sworn it was him.
I think it was Dev. Yeah.
Sorry,
It's like
I'm
You'll rescue.
feeling a little under the weather. Maybe it was
Space COVID.
the other guy.
You feeling all right, buddy? Maybe you should have a lie down. Maybe you should just go crash on the couch in the lounge.
No, I'm fine. I just need to get my bearings in this ship. Sorry about that.
Alrighty.
Cairo's got whatever the equivalent of seasickness is for space vehicles.
You haven't even taken off yet. That's not good.
It's Outlaw Star all over again.
Does not bode well.
I reach under my seat and I take out a flask. I start drinking. Oh, Old Faithful, she's still here.
My driving flask.
Exactly.
How many hiding spots on the ship do you have, Boldgrave?
I mean, I did get this off of a smuggler, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly. I'm gonna begin flipping switches,
I'm gonna come to the cockpit because I want to watch the takeoff.
and I'm going to use the direct action to help Jama Boldgrave take off.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and wait for everything to be primed, and I'm gonna lift off.
Click, 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 light.
Boldgrave and Vrain begin clicking switches. Just as Boldgrave is about to push a button, Vrain clears his throat, and Boldgrave adjusts to a switch just next to it before pushing it. Boldgrave, go ahead and give us our first piloting check with advantage since Vrain is helping you. Oh, that's not it.
That's cool, but not here.
Yeah, my bad.
Pilot.
Yeah. Oh yes, it turns on.
After getting my D100 roll before stream, I roll a 9 with advantage.
It's because your cyber dice didn't roll. That's fine.
I am going to go ahead and use that inspiration you gave me, Russell.
Okay. Rolls a 1.
Yeah, probably.
There it goes.
Much better.
So the ship, the engine, you hear the engines roar into life, and the ship begins to ascend slowly. And just as the tether is about to be taut, Vrain quickly leans over and disengages the parking tether and disconnects it before it has a chance to rip the ship back down.
I slap his hand, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing.
I'm looking at them
And-
both like, not sure if I want to be on this ship anymore.
It's just like, oh god.
What have I gotten myself into?
So you feel the entire ship begin to move slowly as it rises into the air. As you begin to fly higher, you finally see the sun of Coruscant begin to peek through all the clouds and rain and dreariness. Its last orange rays cutting through the rain and the smog. For a moment, it almost looks beautiful until you remember all the pain and suffering that goes on below. The surface grows smaller and smaller until you see only clouds, and then suddenly you're greeted by the vast emptiness of space. well, empty except for the truly massive space station that's in orbit above the planet. It's nearly half the size of a small moon. Dozens of ships are coming and going from its docks. Fulgor, you see 2 lights begin blinking on your display. Line 1 and 2 have 2 awaiting pings.
Hey guys, these lights are flashing.
We're getting communications.
Do you want me to flip one?
Yeah, auxiliary.
No, flick.
So you flick the first one, and it is the message to all spacers. You hear a robotic voice come on the intercom, and it says, "Welcome to Coruscant. We hope you enjoy your stay." It begins rattling off things like weather forecasts,
Just turn the
landing
comms off.
patterns. And there's still one light flashing.
I'll flick the other switch.
I bet this is going to be our ship's extended warranty.
We've been trying to reach you about your extended warranty.
It's all the name of a different ship too.
This time you hear a human voice come over, or a sentient voice rather. Well, I guess droids are still sentient. Anyways, you hear a person come over and say, "Good evening, Captain. This is Gerald with the Bureau of Ships and Services. Please state your name and transmit transponder codes at your earliest convenience."
I turn it off and I send the information over.
And after a moment or two, you hear the voice again go, "Thank you, Captain Brennan. We hope you've enjoyed your stay in Coruscant. Have a safe flight. YT-2400 Endelin authorized for departure. You may now jump to hyperspace when ready."
He was talking for a long time, but as soon as he said Brennan, I turned it off. Alright, we're going.
Is Boldgrave not your real name?
I don't even answer, I just groan.
It's a sweet from his flask.
With a name like Brennan, I would have changed my name too.
Damn.
I got a buddy named Brennan. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, but we're just making fun of Boldgrave.
Alright. I'll begin doing some astrogation.
Alright, yeah, go ahead, be a nerd.
I would be offended, but you couldn't do this without me.
Oh, I know. That's
I'm gonna jump over to the other to the page with the map since you're charting a course now. So if you'll zoom in, we are currently on Coruscant, and for anyone who who is interested, it takes roughly a day to travel to the next planet in real time or real space or hyperspace, but traveling to hyperspace does consume an extra unit of fuel.
we have a full tank, right? I never checked before I
Yes,
left.
yes,
Okay.
you do have a full tank.
Awkward. We dead in the water as soon as we hit deep space.
Oh,
Oh, lots of pirate
Oh,
fights,
no.
and then we just take their fuel.
Yeah.
We definitely got to get some spacer suits, though, in case we have to fight on the side of the Endolin or something.
I think I actually have a spell that allows me to not need to breathe.
Yeah, but you still need protection from the vacuum of space, my good friend.
You know what?
There's an,
Maybe I
there's
like
an
the cold.
improved one. There's an improved
Oh.
one that you don't need a spacesuit, but that's not till much
Oh,
later.
that's sick. That's actually sick.
Alright, so we're gonna be hopping on the trade the
the hiding away.
Perlemian trade route.
Yeah.
They look to be about the same distance, but this one seems more straightforward. So it's
Yeah.
actually the one that's directly connected to Coruscant.
It's also the one with the most tolls, but I know you don't really care about that.
Not at all.
So which one of these are we taking?
The purple one.
Oh, okay.
Fulgor, you're
Uh,
gonna have to run comms from now on, alright?
Yeah, sure. Just show me what buttons I need to push in order to do what, and I'll take care of it.
Yeah, trust me, a drunk monkey could do it.
Well, then I should be A-okay.
He would know from experience, I'm sure.
It's the base level of comms is pretty simple. If it lights up, you press it to talk. When communicating with other ships, we'll show you when it matters.
So easy, Boldgrave can do it. Got it.
It's kind of like
It's
the old switchboards, basically.
Listen, it's so easy. Boldgrave can do it sober.
God, that's saying something.
All right, I'll begin the astrogation. Checks, I
can't-
guess.
Yeah, it's a check. I forget what the it's an intelligence check, but did we decide on if Vrain had proficiency in it, Russell? I don't remember. Hello?
Don't.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you
Yeah.
now.
I was just thinking. I don't know if we ever came to a conclusion on that.
Like,
Rain,
I was
do
just gonna grab it because it's not on the skill list. It's its own skill.
No, it's not on
Yeah.
the skill list, but it
I mean,
definitely
I was
should be.
just gonna grab it at level 5 anyways.
Fair
So
enough.
Basically, the way the skill checks work on the ship, if you have a deployment in any deployment, you get proficiency with basically all the skill checks in the ship.
Oh,
To my
Okay.
understanding, because like it says, like if you have one rank in it, at least one rank in a deployment, you get proficiency on skill checks using the ship.
well, then that makes sense if you would have proficiency with a astronav check.
So effectively, both of you
I-
have proficiency right now.
do I? What deployment do I have?
I don't know.
Which one
Oh,
did
do
you
you
want?
Yeah. Put on the. I didn't know it was coming in with the deployment. I'll start with the technician. That's fine. It's basically what I do anyways. I'm the shields operator, basically. Okay, so then I'll begin astrogation checks.
I'll help you out with it.
What's it
What
called?
little I can do.
Is there a way for me to add a skill?
Before you start making checks, go ahead and tell me what system we're locking in for. You haven't told me where you're going yet.
Oh yeah, the edge of the hyper lane is honestly. Oh, I just want to go. Let's start with the easy one. What's one on the way here?
You remember that thing we talked about, Jama? I don't know if you still wanted to do that.
Which thing, brother? We
With
talked about-
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's true. You said you were interested in maybe stopping at a planet to look for.
Oh yeah.
upgrade.
And I kind of like take the initiative and I pull up a hollow map and I'm just like, I do know a guy over by Hapes. It's a little offshoot from the way, but he can help us out with some stuff.
Okay. I can do that. No problem.
I've been
Typing
there.
in.
We've been there before, actually. You remember him, the Wookiee?
Ah, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, funny guy. And I
That's
lean
one
over
word
the.
for it.
I look at Fulgor. I'm like, he's a Wookiee that uses a vocoder. Go figure.
Well, he wanted
Some
to use
people
that
like
with
the
me. I
easy way.
speak Wookiee.
Oh, that's true. He'll like you even more. We might get a discount.
I'll do my best.
Vrain, make an insight check.
Sure, I can do that.
0?
Oh, that was almost a 20.
Oh no. Okay.
Rip.
That's all right. I wasn't expecting to insight anything. Oh yeah, I'm gonna begin my astrogation checks. So, astrogation is. I mean, technically, I have all the time in the world to make the astrogation. check.
You're not under any duress at the moment. So.
I'm
So
gonna
there's-
make a perception check since we're in subspace, just to make sure that there's like, I'm an attentive driver, even though I'm a drunk one.
Sure, you can go ahead and make a sensors check using the ship's wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I gotta open up the ship tab now too.
I'm gonna pull out one of those books we got, or I guess I'll
Oh,
go grab
excellent.
one, and then it's not hard to just look up to see if any of those lights are blinking.
Our ship doesn't have any
Yeah, it doesn't have
skill
radar on it.
proficiencies. Has no skill
Yeah.
proficiencies. Crazy. Okay. I guess
we have to get improvements on the ship in order to get different proficiencies.
nice.
It has astrogation, sensors, and
Oh, so
There's
it's
one more.
proficient in perception then.
well, it's so for a ship to be proficient in something, it just merely has to be equipped with the necessary technology. Since
Oh,
it's a
I didn't
construct.
realize it was a tool.
Oh.
I clicked perception. Hang on.
Yeah, so it's
Never mind. That's much better. Yeah,
Yeah, you'll actually use the ship's wisdom and then your proficiency.
because
I know
the
that
scan
seems
is
kinda-
under
There
the
you
scan
go.
is under tools, and I didn't see that.
that makes sense because
You
Mhm.
see space, lots and lots of space.
All right, good. It's clear.
all right. Putting in coordinates. Everybody, buckle your seatbelts. I'm just kidding. This is space. Let's go. And I press the button.
I
And-
go over comms real quick, and I'm like, before we go into hyperspace, I'm just like, if you're not sitting, I'd recommend you do that.
I will walk into the med bay because it's right where he was next to, just to grab a seat in there.
Aw, you're gonna leave me all by myself over at the chess table. It's okay.
He's still embarrassed about giving that lightsaber to his faction. He's not ready to have that talk with you.
We
I'm
had
a lonely nerd anyways, so
We're going digital. Hey. So we have so we have what's the loose equivalent of a couple days travel, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually what I was looking at. I was just looking up because y'all, in classic D&D fashion, you went exactly in the opposite direction of where I thought you were gonna go. So yeah, I'm just doing a little adjusting here. Okay, yeah. So the check gets put in, and you hear the engine, the hyperspace engine roar, and we are now in hyperspace.
Well,
So,
we have a few days on the ship here to get comfortable.
Here, I can jump back over to the other screen.
Let's go ahead and have a group meeting in the lobby, in the lounge.
Yeah.
We need to start discussing job roles and other similar duties.
When I walk in here, Russell, I want to see if Dev's awake.
Okay. When you walk in, Dev is actually asleep, and Gawk has put him into the back to bed. It's like a like horizontal bed that's filled with this goo, and it's got like a lid that slides over the top of it. So he's actually like sealed in, and Gawk is just kind of like leaning up against it, just looking at his brother. And when you walk in, he looks up for a moment, and then he just looks back at Dev.
I put my hand on his shoulder and kind of like, that little dude's strong. He'll be fine. When he wakes up, you have him find me.
He does like a big like nod, like it's a nod, but it's like almost a bow in a sense, with how deep it is.
Kind of pat him on the back and appreciate you. Walk out.
And just as you're turning to walk away, he grabs your arm and embraces you in this big bear hug, and he's just like squeezing you as tight as he can.
It's okay now. You guys are here with us. It's fine.
And then he lets you go, and he does the thing where he like kind of like with like by your, like holding you by your arms, like looks at you for a moment, like right into your visor, and then he lets you go.
Just kind of turn around and walk out the door, and then kind of like pat myself down and clear my throat and gather myself because it was kind of needed at the same like it felt good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it just gathered.
You didn't really get to say goodbye to anyone in your clan before you left either, so you're kind of missing home a little bit.
Damn it, God, make me feel this way. Start walking through.
Karo, make a perception check for me. So you that tickle in your throat seems to be like you try to like cough and it doesn't seem to want to go away. You just keep kind of like, just where it's like something's caught in the back of your throat, but you just can't seem to clear it no matter how many times you
Oh god. What the hell this is? I have to figure this out.
Oops, ignore that.
Ev seems like he's gonna be okay. I tried to catch my breath and take a seat next to Dozak.
I kind of ring on the computer comms and speak into the microphone as I'm like kind of leaning over the console, and I'm just like, Rain, if you'd be kind. Oh, there he is. All right.
he walks in through the door just as you're beginning to contact him.
Sorry, just making sure everything was close as clear. Make sure everything was working after, the Republic did its thing.
DeGretch walks in and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm here too."
First things first. You don't talk when I'm talking. Secondly, I'm gonna lay down some ground rules for this ship, because this is a ship that's literally meant for a maximum occupancy of like 4 people. Alright, so it's smelling real wafty in here. So first of all, everybody is gonna shower, alright, daily, alright? And if Karo needs to shower, everyone leaves the crew quarters because he's sensitive, okay? That's rule 1.
Is there a shower in the quarters?
Yeah, it's this
Right
thing,
there.
isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Rule 2. Everybody is responsible for cleaning up after themselves, okay? This isn't a brothel, as much as I wish it was. I've thought about it. It's a lot of expenses, and to do it legally. Anyways, clean up after yourselves, take showers, and also you need to pick up the slack, because someone, has to help run things around here, because really right now, Fulgor, me, and Vrain are the only ones with an occupation on this ship. Alright. So, who's gonna shoot when things go sideways?
To be clear, we have 2 gun units. We have the one behind us, which is a turret, 360 vision. Great for dogfighting. We have one in the front of the ship that we control from the cockpit.
Well,
Technically, the most important one being covered is the turret here.
I think Karo seems like the most obvious choice.
well, the only other good shot's Rain, and it sounds like he's got shit he's got to do.
I can shoot as needed, but having somebody dedicated on the turret's important.
Well, if he's going to be the turret gunner, then what else is there? 'Cause it seems fairly important. What
So,
else needs to be done?
we could use a, Vrain's running technician, right? Vrain, are you doing mechanic this time around?
I'll be working on shields and related product. I'll be doing the technician. We can have our 3 stowaways in the engineering. They all have different experience with technology, so if they put their heads together, I'm sure they can manage to fix things if combat goes bad.
I've
you,
tinkered with an engine or 2. I think I can handle that.
Go get comfortable in engineering. Learn the ship as if your life depends on it.
Oh, it does depend on it.
Copy that.
Yeah. He knows that was the point.
He kind of waddles away into engineering.
The other role on the ship is actually everything else is just
There's coordinator and there's operator.
I think coordinator is the one I was gonna be working towards.
there's coordinator and operator. They're functionally the same roles. One person just focuses on coordinating between allies and other ship allies that we might have. operator.
Destabilization and infiltration, which sounds more like up a Dozak's ass, so to speak.
Yeah, it's one of them helps our allies, the other one hinders our enemies. Basically, I can show you the controls. The controls are pretty much identical for both of them. They both, the area does. They both use comms and sensors, which is located in the cockpit.
Very well.
So,
Suppose operator it is.
Alright, well, that's settled.
all right. I'll
another
come to
thing.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Another thing is that the captain's quarters totally off the limits. You do not even look in there. All right. The only thing allowed in there is R5 and Vrain, and that's it.
Don't want to see your porn stash, huh?
Look, that's between me and Vrain, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm
So,
used to
I mean-
making my home wherever I go.
Whatever
That's not
you-
the end of the world.
Whatever you two dudes want to do together is up to you guys.
Also, if you destroy the bathroom outside of the captain's quarters, please clean it, because it's outrageous how bad that smell can linger into the bedroom.
Right. Well, that's...
One of the biggest design flaws of the ship is having the bathroom on each side of the captain's quarters.
It's not a good
Usually,
combo.
usually it's not an issue with just the two of us, but with 8 of us in the ship, it could come up.
We could try to get Big D to make a butler droid. Somebody who cleans the ship.
Or we could just have him clean the ship.
If you can't pick up after yourself, I just don't. It's not hard.
I mean,
boy.
I agree. It's
Um,
not hard.
I'm not saying otherwise.
Any other rules, Bullgrave?
Clean your clothes too. Just leave them outside your door. I'll do your laundry. There's a washing and drying droid in my unit.
Okay.
Other than that, that's
Long
that.
story.
Yeah, there's t-shirts and some other basic clothing articles inside the crew quarters that have just accumulated over time.
Most of them are women's clothing, but I'm sure you can make it work.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Polgor looks slender enough. So does Dozak. You guys could definitely fit in some of that.
That's definitely true.
I
Just
don't know what
you would
you're
have had
into,
more men
Bullgrave.
on this ship.
I mean, it's hard to get men in a world full of destruction and death to let their guard down. So, not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just that guys are a lot more skeptical of. Anyways, I'm gonna go now.
Karo,
I'll
get
I'll
used
see
to
you
this.
guys.
Get used to this turret here. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me.
Yeah, I'll try to
Fulgor.
familiar myself with it.
Fulgor, Dozak, come with me to the cockpit. I'm going to show you how the communications and sensors array works.
Understood.
Alright.
I'm gonna pull up funny low-cat videos on the HoloNet.
Go to ICANN has cheeseburger.
Da HoloNet.
Not HoloNet, yeah.
Right there, Dozak. Yeah.
All right. Over here we have your communications and sensors array. This button does this thing. That button does that thing.
I imagine
This is
they're the boards and technical stuff to the side of us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. That's what I'm just in the middle, coordinating both of you, and I'm like, all right, this button is used to communicate to other ships. This button you can use to hijack different frequencies. This button communicates to the rest of the ship, and then I spend time going over it.
Do not push this button. It ejects our fuel.
This button here ejects the escape pod. Do not press this.
All of those buttons have tape over them.
Yeah, right. Just no hidden comment. Or a red X.
Were those for Boldgrave?
Yeah, it was a
he's-
learning curve.
When he's sober.
You know, funny story. I actually never got my license. it was quite illegal how I managed to get my license, but that's a story for another day.
Oh dear.
That's why they pay me. All right. Well, any questions?
So far, everything seems
Simple
Pretty-
enough. Yeah.
simple.
You guys want to go claim your beds?
I call top bunk. Ah! Let's fucking run over there.
Holy crap! He teleported.
Force speed, just like
Cast night speed on myself so I can get there first.
I love the idea that he's like nice speed on myself, but he has to wait for each and every single door to open before he can actually. He's gonna stop at every red light as he speeds by.
So, Fulgur and
here-
Dozak, as you'll enter into the crew quarters, it is cozy but comfortable. It is a little tight. The beds are, basically a single bunk beds. Like he was saying, there's 4 chambers, as well as area for excess clothes and various sundries and things like that. So yeah, not the most luxurious cabin, but it's certainly not slumming it.
The
He's
top
got to where it
bunk-
counts.
The top
What
bunks are like
does-
actual mattresses. The bottom bunks are like trunks that have like padding on top of them.
What does the
Oh, did anyone
Like-
want to tell Karo what we were doing as we
how
passed
big
it?
is like the seat? Like, what does it look like inside of there? So I can have just like a general idea. Is it a tight fit? Is it?
It's pretty tight. Like when
So-
you get into. Oh, sorry. Do you want to explain it, Russell?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so Karo, you open up the chamber that leads up to the gunner's module, and it's it's pretty cramped, but it's kind of this bulb-shaped chamber that it's clear, and it's when you step up into it, you get a full 360 degree view around the top, or not 360, but like around the entire top of the ship, basically. And yeah, just kind of it takes you back for a moment as you're getting ready to inspect it. You stop and just kind of seeing just this mass of nothingness, just the void around you. Well, I guess we're traveling through hyperspace, so just this tunnel of light. I don't know if Karo's ever even been on a ship before, but it really just kind of takes your breath away.
Okay, yeah. I was kind of gauging it to see if like I would just like nod off in here most of the time. But
It's the chair itself, it has like kind of a pivot, so like as you like lean in various directions, it actually leans or will move left or right. There's like foot pedals that you can use to adjust as well. You could if you wanted to sleep in here. It wouldn't be the most comfortable, but you certainly could.
How's it look up there?
kind of just like fumbling with the controls, trying to see if I can move the turret around. It seems like it's cake work, and I'm gonna. Can I like pull the trigger to see if it fires?
Yeah, make a test shot. So
Okay.
you'll use your dexterity, but no proficiency because you don't have a deployment yet.
Okay.
D20 plus. Actually, I think you can just click on your dex in your character sheet.
You hear everyone collectively at the same time in the ship go, "Turn the safety off!" Because it just sounds like a big clunk, like massive dubstep bass.
Dude, that is insane. Okay. Okay, let's try this again.
I'm back. I grabbed my plate.
There
Nice.
we go.
So you fire off a shot, but being that you're traveling at light speed, it disappears almost immediately.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I think I got it, Vrain. It don't seem like it'd be too hard.
Not just aim and fire. It's a simple life.
Kind of slide down, come back down. I feel I might have to lead the shots, don't you think?
Most likely. It's there's a lot of lead firing in space combat.
So, anyways, where do I get to lay down this head to rest? These weary bones.
Well, in the there's the crew quarters. There are bunk beds in there. I think Fulgore and Dozak already claimed theirs, so I'd move
Alright.
quickly if you want something reasonable.
I'm gonna
I,
walk in. Oh, go ahead.
I messaged Dozak on my data pad asking him to meet me in the cargo bay.
I'm gonna wait for Karo to walk in.
Gentlemen,
This one's mine.
Which one did you
top
call
one
this?
or the bottom one?
Top one.
Ah, so I get to sleep on the box. It's not the first box I'd sleep in.
Eh, you never know. I might get tired of this and I might just sleep on the
Oh no!
the chest anyways. But
Don't
we'll see.
worry, that gunner seat is not too shabby.
It's actually it's a really comfortable seat, the gunner seat. It's like super ergonomic and like good for your back. It's like actually shaped to like the human condition.
And the bunks also have like a little like privacy what do you call it, like curtain?
The shades, yeah,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
pull the shade down, yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of give yourself a little privacy. There's like a little reading light that you can turn on and off. There's also a PA for any transmissions that are going throughout the ship, so that way if you need to be awoken, they can do that.
There's
So-
also like data pads that share the computer's basically interface, like on the ceiling above both of the top and bottom bunks, and so you can kind of like go on the HoloNet and stuff on the pads there.
Nice.
yeah, there's just kind of some basic communication throughout the HoloNet and the ship. And so, Karo, yeah, you walk in and see the slender bed, but a bed is a bed, and you've definitely slept in rougher conditions.
Well, actually, Karo, I called this bunk, but you can actually have it. I don't sleep much, anyway.
No, it's fine. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Um,
Well,
I really
no,
do like the chair.
legitimately, I will probably just be up most nights anyway.
Oh well.
Out of
And when he says that, if you insist, and I kind of push him out of the way and climb up.
Like, just like climbs in.
I just fill my bottom bunk with books I want to read.
Fair enough. I will make sure I stay out of there for your books.
That's a good question. We'll have to put a pin in that. We're gonna have to find those books, the rest of them.
Yeah, they DeGretch packed them up, so they're loaded in the cargo bay. They're on a box. You just got to figure out which. It's like when you move, it's like which boxes are they in.
when you have someone else pack for you too.
Yup.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully, you labeled them.
All right, so Dozak, you walk into the cargo bay, and Boldgrave is standing there menacingly.
Not menacingly. I'm kind of staggered. And I kind of like, yeah, I wanted you to check something out. And I like take out my vibrobuster. It's collapsed, so it just looks like a stick. And so I kind of hand it to him. And I'm like, you know a lot about weapons, right? I heard you talking about that with Fulgore or whatever, Jedi, whatever, blah. Open that bitch up. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
I take a step back because it has reach.
Yeah, right. So Dozak, you unfold this greatsword, and it is what's your?
My dexterity is 18, and I know it has a dexterity 19
I
requirement.
guess a 19. Yeah. So you when it unfolds, it's surprisingly light, but it has almost this kind of like gravity to it, like when you move it, like the inertia like almost like continues to carry it, and like it's almost like the weapon is has like a mind of its own, and so like you have to be kind of careful as you just inspecting it. It kind of like continues to cut through the air like without any friction.
I mean, it's interesting to finally hold your weapon. It's certainly a little more unwieldy than what I'm used to, but then again, you know, light doesn't have very much weight.
I always wondered, is like a lightsaber plasma based, or is it like some sort of UV energy?
Dozak goes on like 5-minute long exposition about how it's like it's plasma, but and it's contained in like this tiny magnetic field through the emitter, but it's also like it has to draw from the kyber crystals themselves, and it's just this long convoluted exposition on it.
That just goes over his head.
I gesture towards his lightsaber, like, can I see? But I don't like say it verbally.
I toss him one of them.
And I like catch it. I turn it on. Does it turn on?
Yeah, you click it on, and it's nearly half the length of your buster, because they are Shoto sabers, so they're quite small, but very as you kind of like test the weight and the heft of it, they're very precise. Like you can stop on a dime with it. It doesn't have kind of that same like fluidity as there's so much more like control to it.
Think of it like a quarterstaff, but you can only hold it in one spot.
I think I would move too fast with this. I think I would whiff every shot, and I would overestimate everything.
That's why it takes training to use, but you saw how effective all of those attacks were against that clone we fought.
Yeah, and that one time Fulgor used his. Yeah, no, this is pretty cool, actually. I don't know, I've never held one before, and I always kind of thought it was all hype, but after seeing what you guys are doing with them, they're pretty neat. I, like, turn it off, and then, like, I kind of toss it in the air, and, like, it floats for a second, because I'm using the Force without thinking about it, and then it drops again, and I catch it, and I kind of just hand it back to him.
Dozak has a little smirk on his face. He's always known, he's just never had it confirmed. Like, I figure you probably have to be sensitive if you were using this slab of iron.
I am not sensitive. Okay. I'm very, I'm in tune with my emotions, alright?
Goldgrave, you speak to somebody with a trained eye and a trained heart in these matters.
I don't know what you're
Can't
talking
take it from
about.
me.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about my feelings? Like, what? Like, I don't like my dad. Is it that obvious?
You didn't see it float there?
What?
I saw what you did with my lightsaber.
Make an insight check.
I'm strong, Baka.
He's being absolutely genuine. He's just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dozak just kind of like, he doesn't sit down, but he does the Captain Picard like face palm. He's just like rubbing his temple. He's like, we've got a lot of work to do, don't we?
I mean,
He's kind of speaking to nobody, but he's just like, man, we got a lot of work to do.
You want to start, you want to help me look through this stuff and get it organized?
Sure thing.
Let me see that.
And I'll hand him back his Vibro Buster as well.
I catch it and collapse it instantly and put it in my belt loop. Yeah, so I guess me and Dozak spend our time going through this stuff.
So yeah, you start popping lids on containers, and so you find you also have been supplied with. I'm gonna pop out a handout for everyone to look at. You find a barrel with 100 packets, or about roughly 100 packets of these disgusting-looking green rocks and some kind of like white powder, and this is Boldgrave, you know all too well. These are rations that are highly resistant to like any kind of like moisture or they're very good about not like under any environment they won't spoil basically.
You ever had tack before, Dozak?
More times than I care to admit.
Yeah, this is exactly the same thing, except it's harder to chew.
Oh, great. Good thing I got plenty of sharp teeth.
Yeah. They're not going to be sharp by the end of this hyperspace trip, though.
So Fulgor, you wander in as they're kind of digging through some of the crates, looking for trying to figure out where everything is.
What are you boys doing?
Getting everything unpacked, or at least trying to.
You should help out and not be a fucking soft body.
Well, I mean, I was going to, but now that you said it like that, I kind of don't want to.
Hey, you want to spar?
Hold on, I'm gonna walk up next to Fulgor before he takes off. I'm gonna say, "Hey, throw him my lightsaber. Don't give him a warning. Just do it when he's looking."
All right, I'm gonna take it from Dozak, and
I'm gonna go back over there and pretend I'm still sorting through it.
is Dozak looking right at? I mean, Boldgrave looking right at me.
You know what? Go ahead.
Everywhere.
I was gonna say, go ahead and make a sleight of hand with advantage.
With advantage for sure.
Yeah, because Dozak was like giving it to you on the sly.
21.
He didn't see you.
All right, and like as Dozak's walking in front of me, I'm like pulling my arm back so this way, as soon as Dozak moves out of the way, I just yeet it right at Boldgrave.
Ignited or unignited?
It's unignited. I wouldn't be that savage.
Yeah.
Roll the new character.
Wait, you meant unignited?
Yeah, unignited. I don't think we're trying to kill you.
I'm like ass up in this box right now. Like, step bro, help me. And then like as it's flying towards me, I just kind of stand up and look at it, and it hits me right in the face.
Well, I was gonna say, roll a dexterity saving throw. For that.
Oh, I choose to fail.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you look up and it clocked you right in the face, and let me tell you, it may be a Shoto saber, but those things are still pretty. Still got some weight to it.
Dozak did it. I saw it. Dozak, why are you
Deception
throwing
check.
sabers?
It is a saber to make a deception check.
Yeah.
No, Dozak's just standing there. He's got this big grin on his face.
I don't know why that one rolled.
No, we matched. I believe you.
No,
Oh my
no, it would have been 19. I clicked a normal roll. I don't know why it rolled 2.
Oh.
It rolled with this.
Well, because Boldgrave.
No.
Oh, Boldgrave's is disadvantage.
Yeah.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, we
Oh, okay.
matched, so I believe you. I'm just like, what the fuck, Dozak?
I'm gonna use my Force Blade Bond feature to just pull it back to my offhand, and I'm gonna tell him, "You can use the Force, Boldgrave. Can't tell how much, but there's something there."
Well,
I don't even know what the
Boldgrave's
force
sensitive?
is.
Earlier, he floated my my Shoto saber. Let him take a peek at it. He tossed it up in the air, and just for a moment, it was there. That's
Yo,
why I had you
what?
throw it at him.
Let me see. Do it again. And I guess I'll hand him Garm Shoto Saber.
And like, I hold it, and like, I'm like, what do you want me to do with it? Like, what's this about?
Alright, and then I pull out my lightsaber, and I'm like, alright. And I kind of explain what I feel as I'm doing it, and I make my lightsaber float above my hand.
And like, I throw it in the air, and I try to like force it, but it just falls back into my hand.
No,
Like,
you're trying to brute force it here, Boldgrave. You gotta feel it out. You gotta let the hate flow through you.
Trust your emotions.
I just, this is all just superstition to me, and I just hand it back to him. I was like, we gotta finish this, guys. Come on, we're just wasting time.
Alright. And I'll put the Shadow Saber and my lightsaber away.
And I'll just look over at Fulgor with a look. Just, we know now.
Yeah, we'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
I'm gonna over in the cockpit. I'm gonna lean over, turn my head over to R5. How's it going up here? Yeah, I feel that. Enjoying your time with your new owner, Boldgrave. Yeah, he can rub you a certain way sometimes. It's you get used to it. My advice is always bring him a bottle, and you can smooth things over.
You see from the top of his little head part of his body, you see like a little flask appear, and then recess back into a hidden compartment. And if robots could wink, if droids could wink, he definitely just winked at you.
You're one smart little droid, R5. I'll give you that much. Anything on sensor so far? Alright, that's good. You can go take a break if you like. I'm gonna chill up here for a bit.
And he disconnects from his access point and begins kind of just strolling around, kind of doing his thing, getting familiar with the ship.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep an eye out. Basically, keep the equivalent of keeping watch.
Okay. Is this Caro? Is there anything? Oh, he's on the move again. I was just about to see what you were doing.
Sammy?
Are you muted, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm muted. No, I'm just kind of moving around the ship, just kind of walking around.
Taking it all in.
I'm gonna sit at this stool. It looks like a stool.
Yeah, you in this area, it's there's lots of tools and various instruments for working on weapons or armor, or as the name implies, it is in fact a workshop, and it's pretty bare bones in terms of there isn't really any resources, any like scrap metal, or but as far as like the functionality, it looks like you have all the tools that you need to do some work in here.
Is there like a intercom button anywhere around in these areas?
Yeah, there's a panel over here that'll connect to the ship's comms, essentially.
I guess I'll walk up to it and press it and just get real close to it, even though I probably don't need to. Are we gonna be there sometime soon? Checking in. Over. And then I take my hand off the button. I take my hand off.
Degretch comes in and he's like, did you mean to contact engineering? I think you want the bridge, buddy.
Come in there. Bridge.
In the cargo bay, you can hear Boldgrave. You can hear Caro saying, "Come in, bridge."
I walk up to the panel over here next to the cargo bay, and I'm just like, "Can you get off comms, Caro? Love you to death, but like 3 days, man."
Gonna click it again. You got it. It's gonna. And I'd like to hope it goes to medbay or something.
It's even funnier because they're actually labeled.
Yep.
Whatever, damn.
Yeah, Kara, as you step away from the comms, your head just feels like you're wearing two helmets. I mean, it's not quite spinning, but just like your head is starting to just feel so like heavy all of a sudden. It's just kind of disorienting.
You open the door. I'm gonna lay in his room.
He's like shaking his head.
I'm gonna kind of shove it. Insist that he opens it.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay.
Who's he more scared of, Karo? Volker?
I know.
Can he make the
Um,
intimidation check with his strength modifier instead of his intimidation charisma, since he's physically intimidating?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Strength is
fine.
probably worse than his charisma.
It's not.
Yeah, that's why I was making the suggestion.
Oh, whoops, that wasn't supposed to be.
Oops.
Advantage.
Oh, two. That's a solid no.
R5 pushes him back.
He with his little prod, he you see like sparks flying off it as he like busts out his taser. He's ready to go, dude. He's like ready to fucking scrap.
I'm kind of gonna get down to what I would assume eye level would be with it and be like, "There's gonna come a day when you're gonna need my help, and I am gonna turn my back, just like you did today." And I walk away.
Just
Need
threatening.
And I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna
some
walk
psychic
into.
damage for the droid.
I'm gonna walk into the med bay and be like, "Don't mind me, Gawk. I'm just gonna lay down here."
He looks over at you and he nods and yeah, you find the other back to bed that's not pictured, but there is a second one in there, and it's kind of like a what are those called? Murphy beds, where it like folds out of the wall.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Murphy bed. It like folds up to create extra space when it's not needed, but you're able to like fold it down, and you get in, and are you getting in like with your armor on and everything?
Yeah, because these guys are. I mean, they're both in here, so like.
Mandalorian.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna climb in anyways.
I mean, couldn't
So
he take
you,
his armor off? Just leave the helmet on.
Are you wanting to like fill up the bed with the Bacta-goo, or are you just wanting
Yeah.
to just? Are you
Yeah.
just,
No, I'm kind of like trying to get what is the term, like get it while I nip it in the bud or whatever. Try to
yeah,
get ahead of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so you go ahead and I'm just resetting music.
It'd be very
Uh,
difficult to do that with your armor on.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering how effective that would actually be.
Yeah, so I said you
Just
can take your
the
helmet
helmet.
off, but just leave the
I'm
helmet
just
on.
gonna have the helmet on.
Yeah.
The helmet
Okay,
where your
so-
headache is. Got it.
Ah, yes, the helmet. The headache where the helmet is. Yes. The pressure in my head. Yes. Let's keep it constrained.
Okay, so you strip down to everything but your helmet and climb in, kind of realizing the silliness of
Yeah. Yeah.
the situation. But Gawk has his back to you. I mean, he's completely focused on Dev, and so you hit the button to start filling up the bed with Bacta-goo. And yeah, so it seals, and it's kind of like warm, and like the viscosity is kind of this. It's a feeling that's kind of hard to describe. It's thicker than water, but it's still fluid enough that it's not like a Jello or anything. It's just kind of this like weird like in between viscosity, and as you feel it kind of like begin to like envelop you, it you feel all your muscles begin to relax, and your head starts to feel a little lighter, and you just very quickly completely fall asleep. You're just completely asleep now.
Dang, out
Sleeping.
quick.
After he falls asleep, R5's gonna come into the med bay and take his armor.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
He's gonna hide
like-
it somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to hide it in an unknown location.
3 days on the ship.
I asked Dozak and Fulgor if they've ever, I'm like, have you guys ever heard of the Chani?
Can't say that I have.
Well, it's what the steel of my my buster's made out of.
Interesting.
It's cool, I
Tell
guess.
us
Yeah.
more.
I was always curious because I got into a fight with I don't know, they called themselves an Inquisitor or something, but I got into a fight with one once. They almost killed me, but the Buster, before I even modified it to being the way it is now, it was able to resist the attacks from their lightsaber.
Even though Dozak's skin is quite dark, you can see that he looks a little more pallid at the mention of Inquisitors.
And I just sort of I barely got out of that, but it's nice to know that, you know, it can stand against weapons like that. I like to think it's because it's a Chani steel. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Dozak steps close to Boltgrave and looks at him very intently and says, "Why were the Inquisitors after you?"
they were mercenaries. They were part of a mercenary group. They were coming after me because at the time I wasn't really well liked by anybody, and even the Dawn wanted me dead. So there was a pretty big price on my head.
Wait, so
Yeah.
you're working for the guys who wanted you dead?
It's funny when you put it like that, but long story short, yeah. They don't want me dead anymore. Now they actually like me a lot, so...
How did you pull that off? Sorry.
Let me put it this way to you, Boltgrave. Those Inquisitors, they operate with a single-minded intent. To wipe out any Force sensitive not deemed to be on their side. How many of them were there? Do you remember anything about it?
It was just the one, and they had kind of like... It was a light weapon I'd never seen before. It kind of looked like a flagpole or something. And it had four light blades coming out of the top of it. It was really hard to escape from because they were just super fast. I ran most of that fight. I managed to hide from them, and then that's how I got away. I was basically a distraction. I just didn't want them to attack who I was with.
You did well to escape with your life. They've killed many a good person I knew personally.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's rough.
If you see one again, just know they are going to target you. They'll target me and Fulgor as well, but if you lined us all up, they'll target us three over Rain and Karo every single time.
But like, there's no bounty on my head anymore, as far as I know. So why would they care?
We're gonna have to find a way to wake you up.
I kind of slap my face. I'm like, but I'm numb, but I'm here, man. I don't know, you're weird. I hope you know that, Dozak.
He's like, I might be drunk, but I am awake. What do you mean?
Seriously.
Let's see.
Olgar, I've never seen you swing that lightsaber. I've seen you swing yours once.
My skill lies more within utilizing the Force than wielding the sabers. It's more of a defensive measure that I keep mine with me.
I kind of like step over here and ignite my buster, and I'm like, come on, let's just spar a little bit. You know? Get the blood flowing. We're on here for a few more days.
If you want to
I
do
accept your challenge.
Okay.
Well, I know you can fight Dozak. I just wanted to see if Fulgor could. But I mean, if you want, that's fine.
I'm more interested in fighting you for myself.
Fair enough.
Alright, well I guess I'll watch from the sidelines and I can judge. Is there any rules you two are gonna impose on this duel?
We're both skilled enough not to go lethal.
Yeah, no, I don't want to kill the guy. Jeez.
Well-
I mean, we have back. If we have back tanks. If you lose a finger, it'll grow back.
Well, what I mean by
Eventually.
that is Dozak allowed to use the Force, or is this just a melee
I mean-
duel?
I can't tell a man how to fight. it's the Achani way to go through conscription and fight to the best of your ability. I would expect him to try his hardest against me. I'm not going to give him any quarter.
So be it. Quick token.
And initiative. Sorry.
Do y'all want to use the dueling variant rules?
I forgot how that works.
Tell us how that works. Let's go for it.
So it's pretty similar to the gambling. So you can attack, defend, or feint. And so let's see, you have advantage on your attack if the opponent feints, but disadvantage if they defend. If you defend, you have advantage if they attack, and disadvantage if they feint.
It's a rock,
And
paper,
feint-
scissors kind of
Yeah,
sounds
it's like a
like
rock paper scissors situation.
So
I
I guess they
and
can
then
just
once you-
message you what they want to do, and then you can tell them who rolls advantage or whatever.
I mean,
right.
we can do that. I think just offhand, I'd probably just prefer traditional, but that's up to Jamma. I'll do what the group wants.
I mean, we can just we could do regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. I was just I remembered reading that, and I was just wondering if that would be. Yeah, it's kind of weird considering it's PvP, because normally you'd the DM would be like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do, and then you tell me what you do. So
Yeah.
it does kind of get awkward with PvP. So yeah, we'll do regular style.
Okay.
So let me get some battle music. Dozak, you are first.
Okay, and I'm assuming this is all still the same day as the previous session, so
Yep.
my
Y'all have
battle
not long
insight's
rested.
still up. Okay. So
Did either of y'all want to place a wager on this duel?
I don't even know what duel's going on right now.
I'm talking to them.
Like, they can't place a wager on their own fight.
I mean, personally, I don't even care who wins. I don't have any pride in this. This is just a thing that's happening. I'm bored.
yeah, let's maybe no wager, but let's have a little fun. And with that, I'm going to not engage the haste. at
You may need to
first.
turn that music down,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Anthony.
You've already used the haste today, haven't you?
It's on a gadget. Let's see, let me pull it up.
It does still have a limited number of use. I think it can only be used once a day. And
Yeah, I
we
think-
complete a long rest before you can use it again. Okay, so
Yeah.
even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Oh well. So okay, let's want to take one step forward, and let's go ahead and start with first attack. 13 will not hit him.
Nope, that's a mess.
Offhand attack. That
That will
one will
hit.
hit.
Yep.
6 energy.
Yep.
And then second attack. Ooh.
Oh!
Nice. Jeez.
Oh no.
That was a really good hit.
15 points of damage. Nice.
Yeah.
So Dozak steps forward, both sabers drawn, and just a flurry just comes flying straight at Boldgrave. He's,
Yeah, Bulgrave's still level 4. Dozak's level 5.
Boldgrave is doing very well to keep up with all the attacks that are coming, but a couple still manage to slip through and poke him.
Pretty much.
One of
Yeah,
them.
Boldgrave, you fend off the first attack by blocking it with your buster, and you just the second one just comes so narrowly close to hitting you, but you're able to evade it, and then the third strike, forgetting that, or not forgetting, but just the fact that he's got two weapons, just kind of overwhelming you, kind of singes, his swipe singes the side of your cheek and kind of burns you a little bit.
After talking about the Inquisitors and then having him attack me, as he's swinging at me, I'm kind of having overlaid flashbacks of that time.
The shockers.
Yeah, seriously. I'm gonna go ahead and swing my Vibro Buster at him. 17 misses, right?
17 will hit, actually.
Okay. So you have to make
DC 13
13
dexterity
strength?
saving throw.
yeah.
Dexterity.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you definitely make that.
You'll rarely fail that check.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'll
But
spend
still takes 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend my focus key focus point on Flare of Blows. And I'll go ahead and I'll do an offhanded strike as well.
18 will hit.
Nice,
And
10
it's a
Good
damage.
punch.
And then what was it?
Flurry?
If you make an I already did flurry.
Well,
So you got one more unarmed strike, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a 1.
Okay, so Boldgrave, you go in for a big after taking that slice to the cheek and your kind of PTSD kicking in. You go and you swing your Vibro Buster, and it just he just catches it with like both of his sabers blocking it, but you using your feet do like a series of kicks, and the first one kicks him like right in the stomach, knocking the wind out of him, and you go to try to kick him with your other foot, but he uses his lightsaber, and you just almost kick your foot straight into his lightsaber, but stop at the very last second.
I used the force to kick off air and do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my movement still.
That is true.
I think I'll move. You know what? I'll stay right here. I'll stay here. It's fine. I'll square up. I'll square up. Okay, that's my turn.
I wanted to take an attack of opportunity.
He could have gone bonus action, dodge, disengage with a key point, to get around.
Well, he used flurry
Kite.
blows.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did. I was hoping for a crit.
Yeah, what's it
Would've.
called?
Okay, puts us back at the top of the round with Dozak.
I mean,
He's at 5 HP. Just hit
do I
him.
want to be a bad sport or not?
Don't kill him.
No, I'm not gonna kill him.
Okay.
I actually think I'm gonna use this to
Oh,
teach a
Go ahead.
lesson.
The books.
Not the books. Not the bugs. I'm sure the ship hasn't been exactly cleaned. I'm sure there's trash, and so we'll just.
That's automatically 6. He's just automatically dead or unconscious.
I'm gonna stop it just shy. I want to stop him like at 1 HP. So I'll make like that last one miss or something.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I'm at 1 HP.
And
So Dozak, one of the crates that you'd been using as storage, you begin ripping apart the metal from it and launching the projectiles. And
Wait, actually, I have deflect missiles.
yeah,
I don't think. Does that work with project? I don't know.
That's a good
not
question.
He's not making an attack roll.
Deflect missiles triggers on damage.
yeah, but they're also not kinetic or energy damage. It's force damage.
Yeah.
you'd have to
Yeah.
use like force deflect for it, probably.
And they're not
That's
exactly...
true.
You'd have to read the spell to know.
It says...
Well, I can.
Or feature,
send
the feature.
deflect- I can send deflect missiles to chat. I'm just curious because that's like a good question.
They're not
Yeah, that
missiles,
actually
though.
is a
They're
good
debris.
question.
I don't think you can deflect magic missiles.
I don't think
Ranged,
you can.
it says ranged weapon attack, so no, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has
So-
to be an attack roll.
Yeah,
So
no, fair enough.
Dozak
So the
rips apart
debris
that
from
crate.
yeah he rips open one of the crates and begins launching the debris at Boldgrave, and two of the larger chunks actually embed themselves in Boldgrave's one of his arms and part of his shoulder, and then the last one stops like right before his forehead, just like floating like right between his eyes.
The force is a powerful ally and one you should learn to use.
You're a cheater. Good game though.
He
I
did
like-
use the Force during that fight, though, Dozak, didn't you
And
notice?
Judge.
I extend my my hand for him to like kind of help me up because I'm on one knee right now.
I'll help him up.
Cool.
If you want to go to the med bay, Old Grave, I can patch up your wounds.
I mean, we both can. We've got heal spells.
Well, I was gonna just make a medicine check. I mean, I guess I can heal him. Dozak, you
I
probably
mean,
have more use of the Force than I do right now.
Oh, okay.
We can
let's
head
see.
to the med bay. It doesn't really
Let's see.
matter if you guys want to do it here or do it there.
Yeah, we got time. That's why, like, I was.
I'll just do it right. I'll just do it right now and like use it as. We'll take him to the med bay and like he can use the Bacta if he wants to, but Bacta's a resource. The Force is a resource.
I was also
Force
using it as an
regenerates quicker.
excuse to go to the med bay so I could check on Dev.
Very well.
No one's stopping you, buddy. Go right ahead. I'll meet you there.
All right, I'll get the first aid kit out.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and cast it at second level.
So you pop into the med bay looking for medical supplies, and you see Dev and Gawk where you expected them to be, but you're a bit surprised to see Karo, who's in the other back to bed.
Does it look like he's sleeping?
He is. Well, I mean, he's got his helmet on, so hard to tell. Make a perception check, I guess.
Well, like, yeah, I guess, yeah. Perception, there we go. 22.
Yeah, he's out like a light.
Like go like out. Like
I'm a little concerned because he's covered in the goo, right?
Yeah, he's got the bed like sealed up and everything.
the gabagoo.
Yeah.
He's in the gabagool.
I'm gonna let him sleep though. I won't bother him.
Just knocks on his fish tank.
Yeah, clearly he's not feeling good if he's using that shit.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So I'll just leave him alone.
Okay.
I'll just take a note and check up on him again in a few hours.
I forgot I said I was gonna meet Fulgore in the med bay. I'm continuing to unpack.
Just casually have fucking scrap metal sticking out. No, I guess he probably healed those. So.
Yeah, no, when he was healing me, I imagined it would have pushed it out.
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
were a
he
man. You pulled
reseals
that
your
shit
wounds.
out before he healed you.
Too drunk to feel this. Ow.
Pulls it out, pours alcohol on the wounds, and then
Takes
gets
a
healed.
drink.
Pretty sure I just bleed alcohol. It automatically disinfects.
You have regeneration.
How's your brother doing, Gak?
And he looks up and he just kind of has like this pained expression on his face, and then he just goes back to looking at Dev again.
Let me see if there's anything I can do for him. And I guess I'll try casting a first level heal on Dev.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for the.
Yeah. So, die 8 plus force cast. Ooh! 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Nice.
And as you cast that, you hear like a notification from the back to bed, and it says, "Subject fully healed." And the bed like disengages with you see the goo start to drain from it, and the thing slides off. And Gawk, whenever he sees you do that, he does that same bow that he did to Karo, where he like nods his head like super deeply, and then he kind of like gently just kind of like holds his brother's head, like trying to like kind of like support his head, like to like help him sit up. And Dev is like kind of groggily like, "Oh boy, did anybody get the number on that? Oh, hey Fulgore, what are you doing here?"
Nothing. Just came to talk to your brother, and then I just leave.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Actually, we're gonna go back to. Yep. Just wanted to make sure he was doing good. And I just go back to help continue unpacking. But I'm like, hey, Karo's in the other back to bed, and he's. He's asleep, so I didn't wake him up, but he's actually using it. I don't think he's doing too hot right now.
Strange. He seemed okay, just not even a few hours ago.
Yeah, I'll check up on him again in a few hours, but I didn't want to wake him right now.
Fair enough.
So, I think for right now, Karo's going to be out of commission. But,
That's alright.
Yeah.
We still have a few days to travel.
Yeah. So let's get back to it. And I rub my hands together, and then start helping unpack.
We want to fast forward.
Where are them books?
Okay, yeah, so that will, so you guys continue unloading and trying to kind of get the cargo hold organized, and yeah, you do manage to get everything unpacked, and there's pretty basic supplies, just, rations, and all the stuff you took with you. It takes maybe, a couple hours or so, but after that, if everybody wants to go ahead and take their long rest, it's gonna take y'all about 2 days. We've spent maybe half a day or so with the stuff we've been doing here. So we'll go ahead and long rest, and then just kind of the next day, if there's anything in particular anyone wants to do.
So
I'm pretty sure Fulgor and I want to be poring over some books on the trip.
yes, also, I do have this.
Right.
So I actually don't sleep.
You maintain concentration.
Yes. So during that time, I'll just continue to read, but I'll hang out with whoever's flying at the time in here while I'm reading.
Okay.
And then when we're coming up to ending our long rest, I will cast my normal powers that I cast during the day, so that I can get my force points back after cast. And
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'll just need to know how many days we do it, so that I know how many more days I have on my force concealment.
Okay. Well, it takes 2 days to travel from Coruscant to Japes. What was the name of it? Hapes. That's so you'll get 2 more days on that. The rest of today, and then.
So after this long rest, we have 2 more long rests.
One more.
One more. Okay. So 2 days worth of. Okay. I'm at 14 out of 30 days now.
There, just about.
I do need to do my disturbance pool. Oh, and I did.
Oh yeah,
and I did a heal.
Dozak.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll disturbance. It's you did cast some powers there.
I don't need to make a disturbance roll because I wasn't in combat.
Yeah, you're good.
And if it rolls lower than the disturbance, then it triggers, right?
That is correct.
Not
One
equal
gets
to?
triggered.
Oh goody. Dozak, roll a d20 for me.
Uh-oh.
Triggered a random encounter.
Space whales.
Time to fight.
Space whales knock you out of hyperspace.
So,
There's a lot.
All right, if everybody wants to go ahead and long rest, you can go ahead and heal up your characters. I see health bar is
good.
not full. Yeah, long rest has been triggered.
Awesome. Happy to hear that.
And I have 2 uses of a level 1 heal stored inside my ring of storing.
Karo, you after the first long rest, you do actually awaken from the back to tank. However, you have 1 level of exhaustion now.
Level of exhaustion. What does that do?
So level 1 exhaustion means you're gonna have disadvantage on all skill checks.
Okay. I'm gonna walk out the door in my helmet and yell at. Is the robot still sitting there?
Yep.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like.
gonna yell at it and be like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look at it. I'm just gonna walk past it.
You know you're naked, right?
Yeah, don't
Except for, like,
forget
your underwear
your-
and helmets.
Yeah, underwear and helmet. I know.
Alright.
What a look.
What a Chad.
Oh, Karo, you're finally awake. Are you feeling better? Because you were...
I am feeling some sort of ways better. I don't know if that is the correct term, but not as bad.
Well, you still look kind of pale. And why are you naked?
I am not naked. I have my helmet and my briefs on, if you can't tell. I am looking for my armor.
Yeah, I don't know where that is. I didn't have, anything.
I didn't think you did. I am not going to make a fuss about it. I'm just going to find it.
Did you try checking your bunk?
I doubt that would where it would be. I'm going to check the turret.
So you make your way up to the turret chamber and no dice, no armor up there.
I calm down. Everything in the turret seems to be working perfectly fine. It was not up there. I will keep looking.
I'm gonna come out of this place over here. Sure. Kind of sleeping off and on overnight. I'm gonna walk into the crew quarters or captain's quarters.
I was literally in the middle of masturbating.
Oh God!
Brain.
Just trying to like throw the covers on real quick.
Yeah, I just pulled the covers up and I'm like, oh, you should have hit me up on the data pad. I like roll over.
Terrible, dude.
There's like Twi'leks on the screen above the bed.
You know this is when we do our shift change. You just lost track of time. I throw him a flask.
At least let me take a shower first, okay?
You have 10 minutes.
Mine.
And then I'll
It takes like 20 to finish this.
10 minutes. And after that time is up,
Yep. And then we'll switch, yeah.
I go in here. I
crank-
take the sheets off his bed,
I
toss
crank-
it on the floor, and then
I
lay
left
down.
it playing and I cranked the volume. And I'm like, wait, why are you naked?
I'm like, I at least I lower the volume and then lay down.
I am not naked. I have my helmet and my briefs, as you can see. Now, excuse me, I have to find something.
I look at R5 and I'm just like, I shrug.
he shrugs back.
I remember the bottle that Brain had, and I quickly jump back into the room, and I'm like, wait, I forgot this. And I like, grab the bottle and step back.
I
out.
come in and you see me. No.
So when you open the escape pod, Dev and Gawk have kind of turned this into a makeshift cabin. They've made like beds out of the seats.
Dev? Gawk?
Oh, hey, how's it going there, Cowro? To what do I owe the pleasure?
Funny enough, I was coming to see how long it would take for you to make my jetpack into a rocket pack.
A rocket pack, you say? I like your style. Well, I'd need some materials. I see you guys got a pretty nice workshop, but can't make something out of nothing, if you know what I mean.
Yes. What materials and how much? How many credits? How much is it going to cost me?
You give me the credits, and you get me the materials, and I'll take care of the rest. You don't worry about the price.
Alright.
I owe you guys. You really bailed me out of some hot water. As far as what materials, just some. He starts naming off some kind of like various like fittings and couplings, and it's kind of sounds like gibberish to you, but the gist of it is he needs basically scrap metal and some kind of to make
Like a
like the
launcher?
actual like rocket launcher. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna just like take a mental note. I'm gonna attempt to, if I were gonna pick up my wrist to talk into it, but obviously I don't have my armor, and I remember I don't need that, and I hit a button on the side of my helmet to leave a mental note for scrap metal and some sort of firing mechanism or something.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, have you seen my armor, Dev?
Yeah. Gok said he saw that droid carrying it over into the engineering near the engines.
I bow towards Gok and say, many thanks, Gok. I can always count on you too.
He nods back.
As you're walking by, I'm like, Caro.
As I walk by, I kind of like look back and poke my head back in, like, yeah.
When you're done being weird, get in here.
Okay, that being weird, get in here. I'll get back to you whenever that's gonna be. Kind of do a little chuckle.
Fair enough.
He's like, I'm not
I
being
bet.
weird, so I'll just go ahead and come in there.
And then start coughing just because, just losing my breath, or just
Got
trying to
the
laugh and cough at the same time.
Yeah, you laugh and it kind of.
I'm gonna walk into the workshop. Look at it's R5, right? I'm just gonna walk past. I'm gonna look at it for like half a second and then just walk past it. And then I'm gonna walk into engineering.
Degretch is like he's just kind of like laying on the floor, just sleeping, just like no like blanket or pillow or anything. He's just sleeping on the floor.
Can I see my armor like immediately? Like just like if I walk in or no?
Make an investigation check with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Oh, that one dice bumped that 13 into a 5.
Yeah.
I love dissection.
You look around, and all you see is just components and engines, and it's kind of hot in here from the engine, and it's you don't see your armor anywhere.
Like someone trying to find their phone. Like if you're laying in bed, I'm gonna go up to freaking Degretch and try to shove him to see if it's under him.
And you give him a little kick, and he huh? Oh, I wasn't sleeping. I was just looking at something down here, and he like pretends like he's like looking at like underneath the panel.
To be quite honest, I don't care what you were doing down there. You could sleep all day if you want. Have you seen my armor?
Armor? No. Last time I saw it, you were wearing it. You want me to help you look for it?
I'd appreciate that.
Okay, you can make another investigation check. It'll be a straight roll this time.
Not bad.
So takes a little bit of time, but Degretch kind of knows his way around the area better, so he knows kind of the spots to check. And you find back in this corner off to the side, you guys managed to locate the armor. It's been shoved behind one of the engine consoles.
It's all covered in dirt and oil now.
Oh yeah, it's
He
a
sprayed
mess.
oil all over it
Yeah.
after he put it there.
I put it on. And I thank DeGretch. Thanks once again for helping me find it. On
No
another
problem.
note,
Oh yeah.
can you possibly make me a device that would short circuit a droid permanently?
Short circuit a droid. Yeah, I can do that. But you think you could talk to the captain and see if maybe I can get a bed? Everybody seems to got a bed but me, and doesn't really seem to be anywhere else for me to sleep.
There's a spare bed in those
Doesn't he
crew
just
quarters.
sleep in the lounge?
There's a spare bed in the crew quarters. I'll make sure it's yours.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I appreciate that.
It'll
Yeah,
be on
I'll
the
get
ground
right up
floor.
on that.
Like trying to be nice, but at the same, it'll be on the ground floor because I know you're not. And I kind of like gesture with my hand.
Short. And he's like, yeah, I figured. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't worry about it, and get back to me on that piece of equipment for me.
Yeah, give me a couple hours. I'll have it for you.
Appreciate
After a short nap, I'm going to go ahead and leave the captain's quarters, and I'm going to walk over to these guys, I guess. Any of you down for a game?
Kind
Or
of
you,
game.
Karo? I
Bold
point to
Grace
the chest thing in front of me.
Boldgrave said he needed to see me in the cockpit, so I was gonna head up there and see what's what.
Karo,
Good
your
luck.
armor's looking a little dirty there, bud.
Yeah, I left it in a bad spot. No worries, I'll clean it up later.
Okay.
Just
gonna-
in the shower in
just-
his armor.
Just gonna walk around like that?
I am.
You can see him leaving a trail of oil as he walks through the area, through the lounge.
As this door opens, I'm going to pause, or I'm going to step in, let the door close behind me, and stare at R5 for at least 2 minutes straight. And not say a word, and then just walk by.
As you stare at him, the compartment opens up and he offers you the flask.
No thanks. Actually, you know what? I grab it, I twist off the top, and I pour it on him, and then I close it, and I hand it back to him.
That's messed up.
Thanks for the drink, R5.
It's Dejaric. It's hollow chess. That's what this little board here is. And I press a button, the little monsters appear.
Can't say I've ever learned to play.
Yeah,
Will
this
you
looks
show
kind
me?
of cool. Yeah, I'm interested to learn. And I kind of like put the bookmark in the book that I was reading and set it to the side.
Well, it goes like this. And then what I do is I link the Wikipedia page to you. Because apparently, like, it's a legitimate game that they've actually have rules for.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's actually kind of cool. I might have to read it sometime. But yeah, it's the pieces have
So
different
using the magic of HoloNet, he explains how to play to Fodor
on
and Dozak.
Holopedia.
Holopedia, yeah.
I love
What's it called? I go over the instructions on how to play using the different monsters and their abilities. It's actually kind of cool. So yeah, 5-10 minutes goes by and I explain everything.
Sure. Down to
Yeah.
play a game. Probably won't do too good since I'm just now learning this game, but
I'll let Fulgor have the first one.
Dozak, you want to rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
Well, if the Sith is if he's feeling a bit like a coward, I guess the Jedi will have to step up and show him how it's done.
Oh, fuck that, and I'll push him out of the way.
What an interesting couple of guys you are. Let's play.
We are not a couple.
As we play the game. So how'd you guys end up on Coruscant?
I was, much as I don't care to admit it, I was selling counterfeit lightsabers to, a few unsavory individuals, because, I don't know if I ever explained it to you in Boldgrave, but as Fulgor would know, if you put them together the wrong way, and you push the igniter, oh, look at you now. You've just turned on what's effectively a thermal detonator in your hand. Being in the Sentinels, that was, we did the dirty work. I'll just leave it at that.
Seems rather
That seems-
un-Jedi-like. I like
Yes, it's
it.
very morally dark for a Jedi.
The thing about the Jedi is that we might have councils, and we might have, things akin to knights and lords, but what about the guys on the backwater planets you never really hear much about? What about that, is there ever a local hero where you come, Vrain? Champion of the people who, couldn't really be seen under cover of night. You could only find them in certain places, certain days.
I'm quite sure they existed.
People like that who are the Sentinels. We play things a little closer to the chest than a Sith. But we also play a little more adventurous than those bozos on the council.
An interesting perspective. And what about you, Fulgor? How'd you end up on Coruscant?
Well, I've got a bit of amnesia, but I kind of blew up a base.
Checkmate. You want to play again?
Yeah, let's play.
Clear the board. Right, what were you saying? Sorry.
Huh?
So what were you saying?
About the amnesia.
Yes, you're
You
saying
know,
that
the amnesia.
Oh, Coruscant.
The amnesia.
What amnesia?
What head wound? Just kidding.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, woke up, blew up a base, and the ship that I found to leave just had coordinates to Coruscant, and I've just been there since.
That's... So what happened when you got to Coruscant? It doesn't seem like they would just let a random ship in.
Oh, they didn't. I had to fight my way to get to where I was.
Interesting.
Yeah, they see the
where
red
were you?
lightsaber and they typically run.
That's consistent with what I've heard about the core realms. You, Dozak, you never actually explained how you ended up on Coruscant. Have you just always been on Coruscant since,
No.
I suppose, the fall of the Jedi?
When Order 66 happened, the first thing I did was return home. And when I returned home, I found that the home I had once known is no longer there. So, I decided to take my skills as a counterfeit lightsaber producer. I decided to travel the stars and find a new home. I haven't found one yet. I landed on Coruscant because I had heard somebody there had some comments about my work, and they were how should I say it? I'll just come out and say it. They were hoarding my lightsabers and getting rid of some very, very well-paying customers. So I had to have a word with him.
Did you ever get your word with them?
Oh, I'm sure there were several, but I choose not to live on them. It's revenge comes over me time and again, but I have to remember that revenge is not always the answer, and I surely did not find the answer I was looking for there.
Tell me about this Order 66. I've heard it, or I've seen it in like ancient logs, but it's not talked about doesn't seem to be very common knowledge.
Order 66 was the order to exterminate all Jedi across the galaxy as we know it at the time. And it was perpetrated by, well, at that time, the Clone Army, whom we had grown quite close to as our allies. We were betrayed by the people we thought our closest allies, and all that was left of us decided to scatter. Our only option was to hide, bide our time, maybe try to regrow our numbers someday. But for me, it's just been about survival. I was being chased down because of what I had trained to become. I was hunted for trying to find my place in the galaxy. And that didn't really sit with me too well. Why should one person be singled out for being different?
Sure, I can understand that. It's interesting because I've only been into these core worlds recently. Spent more time in the Outer Rim before I came to the core worlds, but all the information I received when I got here talked about how the Jedi were evil and they tried to overthrow the Senate.
Remind me, Vrain, who gets to write the history books?
Well, the winner writes the history books, but you're coming here and telling me you sell weapons meant for assassinations, and Fulgor here, who's apparently a Sith, judging by your statement earlier, is the one healing people. So it makes me think the Empire might have been right.
Maybe they were, but I digress. The Empire was, shall we say, maybe a little, if you'll forgive the pun, they were a bit more forceful than they should have been. The New Republic, the New Republic will surely have its problems, and the Galactic Republic before it surely had its own. What with, I can't even tell you how long it took me to register a darn speeder in my name. There.
Yes,
But
bureaucracy can be annoying. That I can agree with
bureaucracy
you.
is very annoying.
That's why you just steal everything.
That works too. Also, checkmate. Dozak, you want to go?
Ah, fuck. Alright, nah, scoot over so Dozak can sit down.
Very well.
Alright, Dozak, he doesn't get distracted easy.
Let's see.
All right, so as Dozak and Vrain settle in to start another game, we'll flash over to Karo and Boldgrave. So Karo, you again trailing oil all the way down the hallway. You make your way into the cockpit where Boldgrave is sitting at the helm.
You wanted to see me? Hey, is this where Vrain sits?
Yeah. What's on you? Did you was it the Mechanist? Did he do that? Like, what?
It's a long story. It's not worth getting into. I found my armor. Can't believe I left it there. I forgot. Anyways, what'd you need?
I just wanted.
Is this where R5 stands?
Yeah, that's R5's dock. Why?
I was just curious where everyone goes.
So
I kind of like smearing my hands wherever he might
It's
end up being.
right there against the wall is where R5 is. This is Dozak's seat. This is Fulgor's seat. This is Vrain's seat.
Oh, okay. And I'm like right here, and as I touch everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I just wanted to know where he went. He seemed like he was kind of important here.
Are you gonna clean that?
I didn't intend to. Anyways, what did you need?
What was the rule about picking up after ourselves? You literally agreed with me, Karo.
I did, and if you had R5 come and clean it, he'd be picking up after himself. So I'll leave that at that.
Did R5 do that to you?
All I'm gonna say is that Gok told me that he saw the robot walk away or hover away, rove away with my armor. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Did you need something?
That's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's
Oh,
really gross.
yeah, I can take a joke. I just hope he can.
I'll reprimand him.
No need, no need. I think everything's fine now.
Anyways, I guess just sit in any seat that's not this one I'm in now.
Oh, just stand for now, unless
Fair
you
enough.
needed me to sit. Of
I needed you to come closer. I wanted to show you some stuff.
course.
And I start pointing out the tracking system for the how to use basically the automated aim system for the guns on the ship and how they work and what the theory behind the basic equations for like proper attacking are and stuff.
That's a lot to soak in there, Boldgrave. I didn't even know you were versed on these kinds of things.
My uncle was an asshole, but he was pretty good at teaching me how to do illegal things like shooting people. So I kind of caught on.
I definitely enjoy shooting people. I'll try to remember all of this.
Yeah. So how you liking the ship so far? Is this your first time in space or?
It is my first time in space. I definitely like hanging up there in the turret area. Dig the chairs. Probably where I'll be sleeping most of the time.
I would offer to wash your armor in the washing droid, but I mean, it's meant for cloth.
No need. I prefer the way it is currently.
I'll have R5 clean up after you.
No. Oh well, yeah. He can clean up everywhere I go until it dries. However, whatever you want to do.
There was something else I wanted to talk about.
Go ahead.
It's weird to say, but of the whatever you call the Greater Crate Dragons, as you call yourselves, I think, are you the leader, or is it like what's going on here? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Am I the leader?
Yeah, like who's the leader of the Greater Crate Dragons?
Not me. I don't know who the leader is. I just shoot. They pay me and I shoot people.
Okay. Well, you're the only person I feel like I can trust completely, and I don't even really trust anyone. I barely trust Vane. But, as in the sense of completely, I feel like I could tell you a little bit about myself. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say. I'd manage that. I could bend my ear and listen to whatever you had to say.
As you sit in brain seat.
Yeah.
Squish.
So, I really would like to see you join the Dawn.
Yeah, you and that Dawn.
I know. Look, when we get to where we're going, not this next place, but our main stop, I can promise you it's worth your while. I think you'd fit in great. We don't have any Mandalorians in our rank. I think it would be good for you, and I think you could bring honor to your clan and all that.
I don't want to promise you anything, but I'll definitely take it into consideration.
And I also, I was like, there's another thing I want to talk about. What was with the other day, when you ran away from those droids and I had to protect you? What was that?
Hey, dude. Look, sometimes we get in a little over our heads, and I saw those 3 droids, and they're pretty big, and that one self-destructed. What did you want me to do?
Look, we have to be able to trust each other. Alright, no matter how bad it gets, we have to trust each other that we can hold it down.
It was a momentary. It was a moment of weakness for me that I will not try to show again.
Alright, well. This is the way, or whatever it is you guys say.
Well, someone says it that way. Yeah, I guess this is the way and all.
But, yeah. Before this gets any awkward, you can leave.
Oh, it's not awkward, and I kick my feet up.
I'm very uncomfortable. I need a drink.
Okay then, and I immediately kick my feet off the console and walk out.
Hey,
Go ahead.
my name is Bren.
I'm sorry, Bren?
Bren.
Bren.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody.
Of course not. Bren.
But it's nice to meet you.
Of course. It's always great exchanging words with you.
Yeah. Just
Um,
call me Boldgrave. All right.
Yeah, okay, Bren. And I walk out. Oh, by the way, R5 had a little spill. He dropped a lot of your spice or your drink. You might want to check in on that. He's kind of dropping the ball there. And
I just sigh really hard.
Boldgrave, so as you sigh, you get a notification from the ship that it'll be exiting hyperspace in 5 minutes to your next location, or to your designated location.
Dang, but you spend a whole 4 to 8 hours on here.
A little fast forwarding here and there.
Dungeons and Dragons, where 48 hours only takes, an hour, but 5-minute combat takes 3 hours.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hey,
I notify the crew over comms.
Well,
I guess that
TA,
means you
5
want.
minutes.
I guess that means you want us in the cockpit.
let's checkmate again, Dozak. But you've gotten a lot better over the past 2 days. But we should head to the cockpit.
Dang, you beat me to it. I was actually gonna burn a force power to beat you. Because one of my force abilities, Battle Mind, gives you a limited form of telepathy with which to anticipate your enemy's movements.
Oh yeah.
I was really
On one
I
of
wanted to try
Dozak's
that.
games, I was gonna try to guidance him without brain seeing.
We'll get there.
And brain still won.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, don't
He
just ignore my
outsmarted your outsmarting. All right. So the ship comes out of hyperspace, and as you enter the orbit of, I'm going to jump over to the map screen for just a moment. So as you enter the orbit of Harps,
Heaps.
yep, or Hapes, excuse me, I keep throwing extra letters into it. Something's a bit unusual. You check first of all, there is no incoming transmission pings, no boss, no message to spacers.
I guess I
someone-
would point that out.
Yeah,
I've got a bad feeling about this.
and someone can make a sensors check too. I don't know who wants to take care of that.
I think that's supposed to be Dozak.
anybody. It's the ship. It's the ship. It's both of you guys have comms and sensors, so it's just whichever. Anybody can make the check,
Okay.
or you guys can give each other the help action, but it still uses the ship's roll.
Yeah, I'll give Dozak the help action.
Okay.
Here.
And the scanners are a wisdom check.
It's in the weapon or in
Yeah.
the ship character page. There's a scan button underneath the skill checks.
Yeah, you gotta use the ship, not yours.
Down, it's
There
it's like a
goes-
tool proficiency basically.
Yep. As
okay.
as they go into scan, I spin my chair around and I start directing both of them a little bit on like which part does what.
So it would actually only be a 19 because neither of y'all are proficient just yet, but that's okay. That's more than enough. Okay, so as you scan, first of all, you notice no life forms on this planet. Second thing you notice, the planet seems to be off its orbit. It is closer to its sun than it's supposed to be.
Well then.
Dozak is going to look at Vrain and Boldgrave and say, "We need to leave now."
I've got a bad feeling about this, and I turn around and I start astrogating again as quickly as possible. Typing intensifies.
Do I see anything rustle from the turret cockpit?
Go ahead and make a perception check, since you're just straight up using your eyes. You're not actually using the sensors.
I love watching the dice roll.
Me too. As you kind of pivot around looking, you see two ships approaching off your starboard side.
I still immediately start fumbling around, looking around, and I hit the button, and I come in bridge, turret to bridge.
Yeah, we read you.
Two ships coming in from the
Starboard.
starboard.
Bring up comms. Let's see if they're willing to talk.
All right.
Recommended.
I think it was this button, and I flipped this switch.
Yeah, it was that one. Good job.
So you send a ping to the ships that are approaching, and no response.
I continue astrogating.
Yeah, punch into Tanab. That's the closest place that's worth a damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna astrogate. I'm not gonna enter hyperspace, but I'm gonna start doing the calculations in case we need a quick escape.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
guidance
that's
Vrain, since I don't know how to help him, so I won't
And,
give him the help action. I'm just gonna guidance him.
And I'm also I'll be giving him the help action and doing that, and I'll just I'll make an open air communication while I'm helping him, and I'll be like, we are simply passing through. We do not wish to have any engagement of a negative sort. No need to interfere with our travels, nor do we wish to interfere with yours.
We're all good here. How are you? Okay, and so Vrain, if you can go ahead and give me your astrogation check with advantage and the
A die six.
I6.
Yep.
Okay, I don't actually have. There's not an aggregation skill, so I'm just gonna roll an intelligence-based one that I have proficiency in.
That works. Did I not put it on there?
I thought there was an Astro something on there.
Oh, is there one on the ship?
Yeah, it's
there
so
is.
it's I have it
Some of
under
that.
the tools.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it uses my intelligence.
Right.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why astrogation.
Oh.
What's it called? It's easier. It'll be quicker if I just use my stats, since we don't have to do extra math.
Okay.
I'll be like, well, I don't know what happened here. It's kind of sad, but
28. So that gets what? I can't remember how many astrogations that gives us.
fuck, I forgot to.
While you look that up, we're gonna go ahead and go to initiative.
So you rolled a 28,
And-
right?
Yeah, I completed 4.
Yeah,
I was
that's 4.
2 away from the 5, man.
I know, dude.
Oh, that's so good. So
So
good. I rolled so well.
If only you
And,
had rolled a little higher on that die 6.
So for initiative, I'm just nobody has any like initiative modifiers or anything, right? I mean your normal like dexterity, obviously, but
just normal dex. That's
I've
it.
got
Yeah.
nobody
plus
has.
4. Some people have plus 5. Some people have plus 4.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm just gonna have Boldgrave roll initiative, and you can use whoever has the highest initiative modifier. You can just use that.
I have 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 5 as well.
works.
So
Then
I guess we're all good with that. That's the max.
Yeah,
not the max, but it's close.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Rip.
Oh, good roll. I'll take it. Oh, Karo rolled it. Whatever. Like Karo wasn't supposed to roll it. It was just Boldgrave who was supposed to roll.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard him say 2 people.
Oh, he was just checking the stats.
Yeah, it was an 8. I wish you would have rolled Tammy.
Shama rolled all his 19s earlier before we started.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny, Sammy, the way, and for the stream too, the way initiative works essentially is the ships themselves have turns, but everybody gets to take an action or bonus. They can do all their actions,
within our turn.
actions and stuff normally. Yeah, so you all get to take your turn together, and you guys can basically just go in whatever order you decide together. And just give me just a quick second here. I said there was 2 ships, right?
yes.
Yes.
There was actually 12.
Astrogation. For-
Doctor.
Additionally, the accuracy of the check is affected by how old the astrogation information is.
Upkeep here.
Oh, that's cool. In addition to their duties of regulating information regarding the ship, the boss also maintains a database of astrogation information. Each time a ship docks in a major spaceport, they can update their astrogation data for a 150 credit fee. Astrogation data is routinely updated and is rarely more than a week old. So,
That is correct.
keeps the game fresh. Our rolls fresh anyways.
So we got a fat 8. I need to roll mine. Oh, natural 1. Beautiful.
Haha! Never tell me the odds.
Alright, let's hope they both roll natural 1s and 3s.
I'm sure they rolled the same roll.
Okay, so as you start punching in astrogation coordinates, the ships are coming more into view. And Karo, with your perception that you rolled earlier, you can see these ships look like they're alive. They look like a massive creature of some kind, like a whale or some sort of like sea creature or something. It has 1 large red eye and 3 fins on either side for like 6 in total. But they are big, at least as big as the Indolent, if not bigger.
I'm in bridge.
What are the TIE fighter? What are the X-wings for?
Okay, so the X-wings are designating facing. So rather than like flip the actual token around, which I feel like looks kind of silly, the X-wing is going to use to designate the facing of your ship.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And you can do if you do like a full 90-degree turn that uses your turning speed, or you can do a 45-degree turn using half your turning speed too.
I thought a right degree turn was like 100 or 200 feet.
It's whatever your turning speed on your ship is.
Okay. Also, this is port side, but gone. That's fine.
Oh, is it?
But
I always thought starboard was left.
I believe port. The only reason I think about that because hold on, I'll double check. Port side is the.
You might be right. I just
Okay.
said a name.
It's because port and left both have 4 letters in the name, so that's all I remember.
Okay. So actually, it's the port side. Sorry, they are actually off the port.
Oh, that's.
Do I recognize the ships? Can I see them?
Make a history check.
Well, that'd be lore, right?
Yeah, lore. Sorry. Nothing like you've ever seen.
These things look weird.
Yeah.
Where are we in initiative already?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna Hold on. Does anybody want to give me the? Anybody want to assist me with astrogation?
Yeah, I'm gonna dedicate my time to helping you do that, and I'm just gonna use the ship's full movement to go straight, trying to stay away from these guys. So
Each square is 50 feet.
yeah. So right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 6. Yeah,
So
So
300. So it's
And don't forget, you still have your action, Boldgrave.
he's using the direct action.
He's
for
helping.
me.
He's helping. Okay.
yeah.
we can take these actions in any order, right? We're all.
Yep.
I'm just when
I'll use boost engines. Yeah.
oh, I was hoping for the guidance, but that works too. Boost engines would have been useful before we moved. Now it's too late to matter.
Well, I was trying.
Well, it would
Also,
increase
I have my-
your ship speed, and then you can split your movement just like you
I'm
normally
kind
would.
of stupid because I had that pilot maneuver where I can move before. Before.
Oh, I
the
forgot
ship.
I forgot
yeah.
about that too.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, you can go ahead and do that still since we're still in the first turn.
Cool. So, it's a D4, and you multiply it by 50 feet.
Basically, D4 squares is all you're doing.
Wow.
One more square.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so Fulgor, you'll go ahead and give me the boost check. So that's using the ship's strength. And no proficiency, because you are not yet fully fledged.
I don't see boost on here, so I just need to roll a die 20.
Yeah, well, basically, you'll just
Just
make a
click-
strength check.
Yeah, you just make a strength. Click strength.
On the ship.
Oof.
Nice. Yeah. So
That's
you
good.
successfully boost an additional 50 feet of movement. So you get one more square you can move.
Mr. Pilot.
How far?
One more square.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yay.
Anybody else want to
Okay.
do something before I do my astrogation?
I'm gonna fire
How far is the range on the turret?
1,000
1,000.
feet.
Oh yeah, you should definitely be able to hit them.
1,000?
Just in range, baby. Let's go.
I'm like, there.
Oh, that's so cool. That's in 50 feet increments. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
got you.
satisfying. That's so
yeah.
satisfying.
like, time to show him what I got. He said he wanted me to shoot.
Blast him.
Pew pew.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oof.
it
Dang.
hit.
Learning curve, man. Learning curve, you know.
And now they
So
definitely think we're hostile.
So you take a shot, but it just completely goes wide, and you were like, what? I lined up the crosshairs. Why did it not? Why didn't it go?
Three-dimensional space. It also,
You forgot to compensate for the gravity of the planet's orbit you just entered.
yeah, I'll figure that one out. It doesn't matter. He rolled 2 plus. It would have been 2 plus his dexterity modifier. So technically he rolled a 7, but obviously that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Who hasn't acted?
Connor? Bozak?
Connor, I think.
Connor, I think,
I
does
mean, there's nothing really I can do.
You could have directed.
you have guidance.
You
Yeah.
still can guidance.
Look, I mean, you look at.
Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and guidance him for the next round.
I think you could double guidance, right? I mean, that's why not?
What do you mean? Well, no, because he only has one action.
Yeah, but Anthony guidance also.
Anthony didn't guidance. Anthony boosted.
I did the turn.
Right.
before.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, that was.
I know, it
before
is,
the
yeah.
initiative.
And no, you can't double guidance. Creatures can't be affected by the same spell.
It's
Oh.
Anthony's default is guidance, so it's understandable that you thought that.
I assumed. Okay. So does X get a guidance raid for the astrogation? Excuse me. And you already have 4 successes, you said, off that first roll?
Yes, 4 out of 10.
You gotta get 10. All right.
So we're
Okay.
going for our second check.
Big money, big money, big money, no whammies. Let's go.
27. So
Yeah,
that's
that's another
another 4. I just need 2.
All right. 8 out of 10. And what planet were you locking your coordinates for, by the way?
Just the closest one, which was the Tanu.
Tanu.
Tanab.
Tanab.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, the closest planet.
Okay. Alrighty. Gunship's turn.
It's on the highway, so it has to be safe.
Pretty much. I mean, we're slightly off the highway right now, but this will get us
Yeah.
back on.
I don't know how that planet fell to shit like that. We didn't hear about it. It's crazy.
It could have just happened.
Yeah.
Insanity.
All of life wiped out? I don't know. It's concerning.
Yeah, the fact that it was
Okay.
so quick.
Go ahead and make a couple attack rolls.
Oh, by the way, everybody, even though I got the technician, employment, the venture I got was dual roles. So my 2 roles, quote unquote roles, is technician is my primary one, but my secondary one is piloting. That doesn't actually do anything right now, but I'm just letting you know that when I get in the next level of deployment, I can choose pilot maneuvers. So I'm I'm just multitasking, but I technically have a secondary thing in case things go awry. It also just
So both of the creature ship things begin to lurch forward towards you, and they fire 2 projectiles, and instead of being a laser weapon like you expected, it seems to be some sort of like viscous, almost like an acid spray type attack. But both of their volleys miss the Indolin as
Hawking massive loogies at us. We got to get out of here.
Hey, doesn't our ship is a tier 2? So doesn't being a tier 2 increase our AC?
Probably. I believe it should be calculated correctly right now.
Right now it just says 13, which would be 10 plus Dex, or
But AC
is calculated
is-
something else.
Well, because it's offset, I think, also by your constitution. I used the shipbuilder spreadsheet thing, so assuming the math was correct on that, it should be fine,
All right.
or it should be what it's supposed to be. I know 13 seems really low, but it's more than just Dex that calculates it,
Okay.
because it's based on like your Dex and your Con, I think. Because Con also affects like turning speed and like your maneuverability.
Oh yeah,
basically.
that's right. Because if a ship is built weaker, then it can't turn as hard. You know.
Yep.
That makes
So-
sense.
Okay.
Strength is engines, but yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Math
right.
is it's flat 3s make all the math easier.
Okay, it's the
Yeah.
Indolin's turn again.
All right, guys. I'm about to put in the last piece of coordinates. Do we want out of here, or do we want to investigate?
Nah, I want out, man.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Don't fuck up.
Oh,
I'll
it's-
give the guidance action for astrogation as well.
is Boldgrave gonna direct him?
Yeah, I'm still aiding.
I'm gonna
Hey,
direct
if I-
Karo so he can take it one more shot before we dip out of here. Make this shot count, Karo.
Oh, I was just gonna help too.
You're in the turret.
Yeah.
There's no way for
That's
you to
right.
help over there.
The only thing
That's
you can
right.
do is gun actions.
Let me do some gun actions. Give me a second.
You can harass too. I mean, that's certainly something that you can do with your guns.
Oh, give me a second.
Just throwing it out there.
I'll hurry your ass.
Ooh, say less. Or
And what is the harass action? What does that do? Or how does it work?
did I actually not put it on here? Wait,
No, it's there. It's a pilot action. That's
is it?
why.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So you can't do that.
That's alright, I'm gonna fire. I'm just getting back to the thing. Give me a
Roll at
second.
advantage because I'm directing you.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, harass actually is a series of close combat maneuvers to prevent their escape.
Hey,
2 damage? That just seems.
It sounds low, but your ship is a bit beefier.
It doesn't get a modifier on it.
No, it should be
Okay.
just
Straight.
straight.
Ship damage is ship damage.
Yeah, let me double check. But I believe I copied everything over correctly.
I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Could be. I mean, it kind of makes
it's
sense.
just- Yep, it's just a straight die 10, no modifier.
All right. He
Dang.
rolled it. He rolled an 18
No.
to hit.
That's why you want to have a lot of guns on a ship. Okay, yeah, 18 hits and it does connect. So yeah, whenever you fire into this thing, you can see like it doesn't actually have like shield generators, but when you connect, you can see like blood from this creature ship thing begin to be expelled from the side as you connect with it.
yuck.
No, I know we're not good guys, but if you have the same feeling about these guys as I do, and the planet below,
Let's get out of
Honestly,
here.
the planet
Yeah.
below, if all
Alright.
the life forms are dead, that's just a lot of loot for the pickings. But
that's not what I was gonna say. Let's get out of here.
Nice.
25. It's 12. We're gone.
And the hyperdrive drive activates, and you guys quickly warp out of orbit of the planet that you were on. So, just for a quick tally of fuel,
Yeah,
that
that was
is
a huge waste of fuel.
that is a total of 5 units that you have used so far.
out of
Ooh. Wait, entering hyperspace costs 5
should
units
have-
to fuel?
No, it
No,
costs
it
1.
costs- Yeah.
Oh.
So you used 1 to jump out of Coruscant, 2 days of travel, that's 3.
Oh, okay.
1 more to jump now, and it's going to take you a day to get to the next system.
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely need to get more fuel.
So, so we are back in hyperspace, and I will reset the combat music.
that was good combat music.
It
Thank you.
was.
Had
So
me on the
I,
edge of my seat.
I send a message to boss about the ships, and I also send a message to like the New Republic. Basically, their tip line about what's happening there, or like what we saw.
Okay. So to the boss and to the New Republic, you said?
Yep.
Reporting incident at Hapes. Organic looking ships.
Just letting let the proper authorities be the heroes. It's not our job.
Yeah, go let the cops deal with it.
What do I look like, a superhero? I'm trying to get paid.
What do we look like, adventurers?
Yeah, right. Now, if it was someone's club they wanted us to knock over, that's different.
Alrighty, and I think that is probably a good spot to cut it.
I agree.
Uh,
that was
so,
very. My butthole was clenched the entire time. I was like, "Please don't
it
shoot
was
us
not what
with
y'all were
a
expecting.
Oh, I wanted to fight so bad.
I did not. I was
I
very
was
afraid.
not about that.
I was down to fight.
No, I mean me as a player. I want to fight that. I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
Hold your-
practice this
got
space battle.
Oh, we
Struggle.
did that like last week.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
practiced. You missed it.
I know.
Dos Equ's seen some big animals. He hasn't seen anything that big.
Yeah.
None of us, I don't think, have.
I just got the Endolin back. Do you think I want to lose it?
So-
He's got it.
So this
Sleep your
means
kites. It'll be fine.
so this means we've leveled up and gotten into deployment, right?
No.
Technically, yeah, everybody gets an appointment for that.
Oh wow! All
But
right.
that counts as one mission. So Boldgrave and Vran won't level your deployment, but everybody that was at level 0, so Karo, Dozak, Fulgor, that was considered successfully flying a mission.
Oh wow!
Okay.
All right, I'll take one level in coordinator.
And initiative was rolled, so you go.
That's one combat, not one mission. I guess. I mean, we don't
Well,
have
you know-
missions right now.
I mean, you were instructing them on how to do their designated roles that they were interested in. I'm including everything that's happened, not just specifically
enough.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as you guys make it to whatever that planet was, that I keep
Tanab.
forgetting. Tanab. Yeah. When you guys make it to Tanab, that will be basically the mission being a success.
Dang,
What a
so
little-
2 disruptions.
Yeah.
Seems
Can
interesting.
you create like a character page for us to edit for our deployments and just label
So,
them the deployments?
If you look on your character sheet at the very bottom left underneath your language proficiencies,
oh, okay.
there is a spot to add those deployments.
Nice. Just have to do that at some point.
And then you'll just basically have to add your features and traits in with the rest.
Where it says features and traits.
Yeah, it's just like in the rest of it.
Okay.
All right. Well, stream, if anybody's still watching, I think we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for joining us. It's good to be back. We're very excited. There's lots of new stuff coming this year. We're just trying to get all our ducks in a row, try to make sure we're producing a good product. And we look forward to what the future holds. And everybody have a good night.
Yep.
May the
You
force
guys
Force be
take
with you.
care. Always.
May the force be with you.